All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations. So hopefully let walk and talk lessons of the Spirit, Lord willing, to edify. And today, I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet, but we're going to touch on J. Miriam Sims and this other individual who goes by the name of Samuel A. Cartwright. And there's a lot of more devils that I can bring out, but as I was watching this lesson, it's on YouTube, and it's dealing with I think it's 10 or 25 things that weren't taught about slavery in schools, right? And it's just more information coming out, of how the devil treated us. And when I mean us, I'm talking about the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans of Negro Indian descent, specifically, right? Now we know this devil didn't put Ham in subjection to at times, and sometimes with Ishmael, even though they had certain inner dealings and workings together, but this is talking about what he done to us. All right, now you had something called antebellum South, right? Now, it says the antebellum South era was a period in the history of the southern United States that extended from the conclusion of the War of 1812. All right, let's see if I can get it right here. Actually, right here it's 1832 from 1860. So the numbers might be off a little bit, but you kind of can get the time frame or period that it's going into. It says the antebellum period is defined as the time between the formation of the U.S. government and the outbreak of the American Civil War. During this period, federal and state governments grappled with the contradiction of U.S. slavery. All right? And I really don't want to get too much into this period, but there were certain things that were going on in this period that was very heavy and very disturbing at the same time when they start going into the things that was taking place the things that was happening unto us. So now these two individuals, let's deal with J. Miriam Sims first, right? Who was he? What was his position? What was his role in our in our hell, so to speak? I don't care when he was born and when he passed away. But as you can see, as most devils, they all have what? They all have statues, right? All these different devils, all across the states of Babylon, you'll see different memorials, because this is what they are. They looked at these people as heroes, someone who was inspired, somebody who was honorable, someone who can be remembered, right? But what were they remembered for? The things that they have done, their what's the word? Their contribution, right? Their contribution to Babylon the Great, right? But see, their contribution, right? Their contribution was also our forwarded our destruction. Okay, it forwarded Esau's movement or agenda, or his legacy, so to speak. It was destroying ours. Okay, so let's get into this guy, J. Miriam Sims. So this is the guy. Now that they said this, as I see the word anesthesia, this is the guy who was performing medical, different surgeries, right? He was basically like a surgeon back then, right? But he will perform, medical and surgical treatments on our women without anesthesia. Just put this in your mind. Without anesthesia. Remember, so think about all the pain and harmful things that you would go through right now. So sometimes you can't even get your wisdom teeth pulled without getting anesthesia, right? Well, he was performing different medical basically experiments on our women without anesthesia, without any pain medicine. And when a slave dad was like, okay, let's try the next one. Let's try the next one. And who can take the pain, who can't? Let's continue to perform. So even when you think about these different medical treatments and things that people get now, well, there was people that had to be tested first. And who was tested first? We were. All right? Because remember, at this time, they didn't look at us as people. They looked at us as complete animals. You know? We didn't have rights or anything like that. So that's why these things were able to be performed on us and overlooked. So it says, let me see, hold on. I'm trying to get into the real deal of it, because you know the E trying to cover things up. Okay, so this guy's the father of modern gynecology, performed shocking experiments on enslaved women. His use of black bodies as a medical test subjects falls into a history that includes the Tuskegee syphilis experiment and the Henrietta Lacks. I never heard of that last one, Henrietta Lacks. Let's see. So few medical doctors have been as lauded and loathed as James Marion Sims. Credited as the father of modern gynecology, Sims developed pioneering tools and surgical techniques related to women's reproductive health in 1876. He was named the president of American Medical Association, and in 1880 he became president of the American Gynecological Society, an organization he helped found. The 19th century physician has been lionized with a half a dozen statues. Oh shit! A half a dozen statues around the country. But because Sims' research was conducted on enslaved black women without anesthesia, medical ethicists, historians, and others say his use of enslaved black bodies as a medical test subject falls into a long, ethnically perfect history that includes the Tuskegee syphilis experiment and Henrietta Lacks. Hold on, what is that? Henrietta Lacks, how her cells became one of the most important medical tools in history. So the author of the Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks discusses extraordinary ways medical research benefited from African American women's cells without her consent. I mean, it always been like this though. You see, a lot of things that you see that's highly appreciated now. A lot of different studies that they got. You got to understand these studies, these experiments, they got that shit out the back of the Israelites, okay? The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's how they got all these, that's how they got proficient, right, in different experiments off of us. You see? So, I mean, even when we talk about how we built this country and all these different things, look, Esau benefited in every way you can think of in this country behind the backs of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You see, this is what happened. Okay, this is what happens when you're disobedient to your power. This is what happens when this man becomes the head. Let's go to the Deuteronomy real quick. When this man becomes the head, right, and we become the tail. This is what happens, right? These are a part of the results. You know, everything that you can see, right? Eve and Babylon the Great benefited off of the backs of the Israelites in every which way you can think of. We're not going to get into the things that's patented by Esau that was stolen from us, the different, the technology and the different, not the word technology, but technology, we could fit that into, what's the different things that we created, like the stoplight and the computer, things of that sort, right? All came from Jake, but we don't get that credit. But anyway, let's go to Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." So Babylon the Great, this is nothing but a bloody city, right? And all it's full of is lies. But see, these lies are coming out. These lies are being exposed, right? His skirt is being lifted up and he is being made bare. See, this Esau is no longer able to cover himself with these lies. Because remember, he was the master of deception. You see? He was the master of deception, but now he's been exposed. And not only is he being exposed by the Hebrew Israelites, he's been exposed by his own people. As the scriptures say, his own tongue shall fall upon themselves. Right? You got a lot of Edomites out here exposing this devil and his atrocities and the atrocities that was done unto us by him. You see? But he gets mad at the fact that we bring these things up as if we did it. No, you did it. Don't get mad at us because we're exposing your dirty laundry. But what you did was you made the world to believe that you were this great, peaceful, holy man, and you never did nothing wrong, and all you did was, try to better life, better the world, right? You try to better people. But it came off the expense of who? The Israelites. Let's just be honest. We want to be honest. All these things came off the expense of the Israelites. I'm reading it now. And this is just talking about some of the part of the medical field. Now, when we go to Deuteronomy, because I wanted to put this out there too. When we go to Deuteronomy, chapter 28, right? Now it says, I want to get. Let's see what I want. No, it's down here. Let's see. It's not the one I want. That sons and our daughters. Slakia. All right, so I'll read verse 25, right? So Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 25, it says, Yahweh shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all kingdoms of the earth, right? So really, when you go into this, there was really no way of getting away from Esau. Don't matter if we had the rebellions, all the revolts, all the different things we try to do, there was no getting away, right? It was already set up for us to go into subjection unto Esau and be scattered into all these different nations and go through hell as we were scattered amongst these nations, right? It says, and thy carcass shall be meat unto the fowls of the air and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray thee away. And Yahweh will smite thee with the botch of Egypt and hemorrhoids and the scab and the itch, and whereof thou cannot be healed. Right? We'll have these different plagues or these diseases that will come upon us that we couldn't shake off. Right? But the Lord told us, due to these curses, due to our disobedience, look, you're gonna go through complete hell. And we still going through that right now. Right? Jake is we completely through as a people, right? And even dealing with diseases now, modern day diseases, so to speak. Who leads the race in that? Jake. Jake leads the race. Now, this is the one I want, verse 33. It says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. We see this taking place. Like I say, we built everything you see, right? We have a hand in everything that you see, but we don't get no credit for it, right? We don't benefit off of it. The ruler that's over us do. It says, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed alway. You see? And that's happening now. And right now, what you see is, this is the illusion of freedom. Okay? This is the illusion. Because nobody's really free. Now, dealing with that, too, we're about to come to a point where now, you talk about free now. Look at this digital setup that he's making now. He's about to make sure you people ain't free. Right? You're going to be subjected to him in all way once he try to implant you with this MOTB. Yeah, that's another slavery. But we'll deal with that in another lesson, Lord willing. All right? But the point being, as it says what? We should be crushed alway. And we are crushed people. You can look at it. Look at us. We're crushed people. Look at the state of our people. And not even just in Babylon the Great, but all across the world. Jake finished, through. But see, that's the result of our disobedience. Now, dealing with this, let me see. I ain't gonna go into this Henrietta one. I didn't plan on that, but let's go back into this devil. It says, critics say Sims cared more about the experiments than in providing therapeutic treatment. Duh. And that he caused untold suffering by operating under the racist notion that black people did not feel pain. Oh, yeah, that's another one. Some bullshit he came up with that they were speaking of. It said we didn't feel any pain. Like, bro, what? So you talking about a person crying, screaming, trying to resist. You know they was being held down or strapped down. You talking about they ain't feel no pain. Was you blind? No, you just didn't give a damn because you the freaking devil, right? And all you cared about was your experiments getting done. You know? It says Sims, who practiced medicine at the time when treating women was considered distasteful and rarely done, invented the vaginal speculum, a tool used for dilation and examination slough. He also pioneered a surgical technique to repair vaginal fistula, a common 19th century complication of childbirth in which a tear between the uterus and bladder caused constant pain and urine leakage. Right? And I don't even want to read no more because it's starting to piss me off. But here you go. Very good image of this devil. So if you want more information on him, look his ass up. Right? He's a complete devil. You see? So like I say, a lot of things that you see, a lot of tools, a lot of, whatever the case, you know what I'm getting at. They only became great in these different practices by practicing on who? The test subjects, who was us, Jake. Okay? And like I say, I don't want to make this too long, but this is good information to read on. Okay? Now let's go to the next devil. Samuel A. Cartwright. Another interesting character, right? Let's go into him. So, Dr. Samuel Adolphus Cartwright of Natchez was the most prominent physician, surgeon, and medical scientist in antebellum Mississippi, that same period. A prolific writer, he published more than 80 articles in the national medical press, a spectrum of topics, winning many medals and prizes for his original research and contributions to medical literature. His influence extended beyond medicine, and he involved himself in state and national politics, becoming a widely known slavery advocate and publishing articles on slavery, physiology, and health. I don't care about it when he was born. No, let's go into the shit he was doing. I don't care about none of this. Let me see. It's a lot, because I should have had this article pulled up on him. I just put his name in real fast just to Make sure I didn't forget to do a lesson on him. Let's see. He's called. Oh, yeah. He said a lot of different things. Okay, so one of his newly discovered, it was called Drapetomania, a disease which he's he put it in the medical field, right? Back then to say it was a disease. He said it was a disease for Jake to run away from the plantation. Can you imagine that? Do you think about that? He said it was a disease for Jake to run away as a slave. These devils, I'm telling you, these devils are something else. So it's called Drapetomania, a disease which causes slaves to run away. The other, Diathesia, Ethiopecia, a disease causing rascality in black people freed and enslaved. Dr. Cartwright offers advice for preventing and curing these diseases. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this devil really was just coming up with shit. But he does this in modern times now under different codes and different names. If you really pay attention, like, let's just say, now everybody's going through it, covering it up to say all children, but like, let's deal with like ADHD. They call that like a child with a hyper disease, but really, they say it's found in young men, but really these young men are supposed to be lively, right? They're supposed to be energetic. They're supposed to be, running around doing things, but the way your system is set up, you want children, to go to school, sit in classes for 8 hours, studying your literature, your bullshit. But really, children are supposed to be busy, supposed to be exploring, so to speak, right? Whatever they were supposed to do to help their village or, their tribe or, whatever, where I'm getting at. But they ain't supposed to be sitting down doing writings and stuff, even though we got to do it now. But it's not normal for the body. Just like walking on cement, right? This is not normal to the body. This is why we have all these different pains, because this is not naturally normal to the body, right? And it takes longer to affect some than others, but you get the point what I'm saying, right? This is not normal, right? There's some more. And that's what I say, when you deal with this literature that came from Esau, or that's coming from Esau, a lot of it's bullshit, But this is where his part was taken in that too, writing up this different literature to say, this person that's running away from slavery is crazy. So here, we're gonna make that a disease. They want to run away. This is a disease for them. But really, who would want to escape? Who wouldn't want to escape hardcore bondage, watching their people be destroyed in every way you can think of? Who would want to watch? Who would want to watch that? So it's a disease for me to try to escape. I'm telling you, this dude is something else. And when you start going back to this old history, you start to understand of these different things that Esau's doing now modernly, and you're like, oh shit. Oh, okay. He's just using it under this word, but it's a covered up term of something back in the day. There's some more I want to get on this dude. Oh, check this out. Cartwright is best known as the inventor of the mental illness. The mental illness. And that's the one we read of Drapetomania, the desire of a slave for freedom, and an outspoken opponent of germ theory. The germ theory of disease is currently accepted scientific theory for many diseases. It states that microorganisms known as pathogens or germs can cause disease. Okay, and it goes into that. Right? Trying to get more on this devil. So the medical, okay, so let's get into this. It said the Medical Association of Louisiana charged Cartwright with investigating the diseases and physical pure chloratories, peculiarities or larities of the Negro race. His report was delivered as a speech at his annual meeting on March 12, 1851, and published in his journal. The most sensationalistic portions of it on Drapetomania and I ain't gonna keep saying that word, messing that up. It says if they nonetheless became dissatisfied with their condition, they should be whipped to prevent them from running. In describing his theory and cure for Drapetomania, Cartwright relied on passages of Christian scripture dealing with slavery. Here we go. You see how there go the slave Bible for you, using it to their advantage. Oh yeah. See, we about to get on them. So there's gonna be a part 2 to this, Lord willing. I'm gonna touch on this through the Spirit. Just got to my destination. But yeah, we're gonna continue to deal with this and get on these devils and pull up their history as it's shameful and it's disgraceful of the things that they were doing. Okay, unto us. But we're gonna pull it out. We're gonna continue to lift that skirt out from Esau. We'll deal with this some more till next time. I say shalom.